Kuonguo igetekea president raheo. Getekea president raheo. Eke gavana. Ke gavana muraheo. Modo etagoda dia joka na shirikishiga nona. Eke koeka milioni oguo. Eke koeka milioni tata mtoto oguo. Derera ado aterere. Mugekora mugehetokera hadore. Mwaigu ni irahe anuore iko gwererere. Weoya othio rugere mutheo korowe mutumia. Omwekerere irio ciake metha-ine. Omwere ngohetokagera haria kutucie. Ndagwererwo ne ngirie Mwea ndathie. No menya modo no. Modo no. Neguo nitwetekera.
Kuwasalimia na tena kuhakikisha safari hii niko nyuma ya president na deputy president kusema ya kwamba nimecheza kwa timu zote mbili, pande ile ingine na sasa niko pande hii, na nikichunguza kabisa kwa makini nimechagua pande ya rais na deputy president. Na sirudi nyuma, safari hii tuko pamoja. Tena nikiangalia hii umati naona ya kwamba hata nyinyi mmekubali kabisa. Tunataka tuendelee kuunganisha Wakenya wote na tuende safari moja kama nchi moja. One Kenya, one nation, one people. Hakuna upanguzi, ni kazi ya kuletea watu manufaa.
There's no other battle in the 2017 general elections that will attract as much interest and anticipation as that of the Kirinyaga gubernatorial seat. Yes, the mother of all political battles in 2017 will be in the sleepy county, usually sleepy county, called Kirinyaga, where Martha Wangari Karua will face off with Waiguru. Both are very tough, accomplished women, although Martha is a little older. Actually, the age difference is substantial, sorry about that, because Martha Karua is 59 years old and Waiguru is 47. But so far, age has not really been a factor in Kenyan politics, and I don't think it will be a factor in this particular Kirinyaga duel. The truth is that the Kirinyaga County governor's race is so complicated, so difficult to predict this time, because there are so many factors that are going to come into play that the most honest analysis right now is that it's totally unpredictable. I'll tell you why. Let me take you back to the primaries, Jubilee primaries, where in the early stages of the contest, Mr. Gitari was leading with 37,632 votes, and Waiguru was trailing him by almost 6,000 votes at 33,233 votes. Mr. Ndadi, the incumbent, of course, was a distant third at 6,000 and something votes. And those who don't like Ms. Waiguru were already celebrating. Yeah. Now, finally, when the Mwea results came in, things changed dramatically, and that race finished with Waiguru a very distant first, leading with 102 votes, followed by Gitari, who ended up with only 44,000 votes. In other words, Ms. Waiguru has got a lethal secret weapon, and that secret weapon is called Mwea. Mwea is a very populated area with lots of votes. Yeah. For example, if you can look at 2013 figures, the area had 86,759 registered voters, and the total registered voters in the whole county was 265,290. Yeah, a very substantial amount of votes come from Mwea. And Ms. Waiguru managed to win Mwea easily. Indeed, if she can repeat the stunt, or rather the performance she had in Mwea, then she's the next governor of Kirinyaga. However, looking on the other side, we have Martha Karua, very experienced in politics, extremely experienced in Kirinyaga politics in particular, where she has been for decades, a legislator for Gishugu. Beating Martha Karua in Kirinyaga is a very, very tall order. Yeah? So you see how confusing it's going to be. You see how difficult it is to call. Very, very difficult. And there's more. Martha Karua comes into this race with a baggage that she might find difficult to shake off. People on the ground are still saying that she's campaigning and pretending, but at the end of the day, her personal vote will go to NASA and Raila Odinga, that she'll never vote for Uhuru Kenyatta, going by her past pronouncements, her past activities. And of course, on the ground, if you tell the common person that the person you're supporting is actually a NASA supporter, end of story. Yeah? Kirinyaga people do not want to see anything similar or anything called NASA or any association with NASA. Very sad, but that's the reality on the ground. So Martha will have to start this political battle of her life with that disadvantage. But on the other side, Ms. Waiguru also has many disadvantages, one of which is the NYS baggage, which will be very, very difficult to shake off. Now, I'm not here to analyze whether or not she was culpable or whether or not she actually was deeply involved in the NYS scandal. I'm just here to analyze the Kirinyaga race. But what I can say is that the people on the ground are aware of the scandal. And if Martha Karua plays her cards correctly and brings that particular scandal to the forefront, she could carry the day very easily. So you see, both sides have disadvantages and disadvantages. It's so difficult, to predict what will actually happen in Kirinyaga. I think at the end of the day, factors that will come in will be the mood of the voters of that particular day, and anything could happen between now and August 8th. It's such a long time, because in politics 1 week is a very long time. 3 months, it's a lifetime. It's a generation maybe in politics. Yeah. So a lot could still happen, and that is why this race is so exciting. That is why this race is so much anticipated. At the moment, you'll notice that both major candidates are playing their cards very close to their chest. They're not saying much. Yeah. One other advantage that Waiguru has, which has already helped her this far, is that she has the best political analysts and players that money can buy. That is what Martha is up against. Yeah, not easy. This is going to be the most difficult political battle of our life. There's no doubt about that. Martha is, of course, one of the great heroes of Kenya as far as the second liberation is concerned. In the Mwea days, she stood up against the evil in the Mwea administration, against the corruption, and against the dictatorial ways of Daniel Arap Moi. And she did this in Gishugu when other men were cowering under their beds, cowering behind the skirts of their wives. Martha Karua is not a man and not a trouser people. I'm just now talking like local people. And she's not a trouser wearer, stood up against Moi. In fact, in one very memorable incident, Moi was making a speech in Gishugu, and Martha Karua stood up in front of the whole lot of people and walked out on the President of the Republic of Kenya. Can you imagine that? And, the men were just looking at her, and I'm sure some of them were peeing on themselves. And this Martha has courage. Let's just face it. This is a very courageous woman, one of the great champions of Kenya. Whatever side of the political divide you stand, Martha deserves respect because of even what she has done for this country. She has made a lot of sacrifices. She's very principled. In fact, let me just confess, in the 2013, I know some of you are already aware of this, but let me just confess to the rest of you. In 2013, I cast my vote for Martha Karua. Okay? But don't worry, that's not clouding my judgment here. But the reason why I mention it is that out of all the presidential candidates I examined carefully, I gauged her as the most principled person who was ready now to take Kenya to the next level. Yeah, of course I knew my vote would not count for anything, but at least I had a clear conscience that I voted for the candidate who, according to me and my conscience and my thinking at the time, was best suited to be the president of Kenya. Yeah, so Martha Karua is a heroine. Yeah, a heroine of the second liberation. It's very sad that she has had to be reduced to what she is today, abandoning the opposition and actually professing her support for Uhuru Kenyatta and Jubilee. I'm sure it was not easy for her, but this is real politics. This is a reality of politics, yeah? She wants to win governor, and to win governor, she has to do 1, 2, 3 things. And one of them is to denounce NASA for now and support the re-election of President Uhuru Kenyatta. It's as simple as that, yeah? That is the reality of the ground. It is not her making. It's not how was created those particular circumstances, but those are the circumstances of the ground. And she's a politician, and she wants to win. In politics, you have to be realistic. Yeah, sometimes you need to bend your rules a bit, yeah, in order to accommodate the prevailing situation in the ground. And then when you're in office, you can actually do good for the people. You can actually serve the people. And I think Martha is going to be an excellent governor for Kirinyaga if she actually wins this particular race. Kirinyaga people are going to have one of the best governors in the country. And that's my view, according to Martha's past track record and so on. Of course, we cannot take much away from Waiguru because she has performed very well as cabinet secretary. She was one of actually the best performing cabinet secretaries in the early days of the Uhuru Ruto administration. And she has proved that she can actually deliver. She can actually deliver. There's no doubt about that. She's younger, more energetic, yeah. She'll probably get things done much faster. That's what she has going for her. But, well, this is going to be a race and a half. Oh, Kirinyaga governor. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm sure a lot of you listening to this are really looking forward to it. Just to summarize, Mwea is going to be the deciding factor, the Mwea area. So when you're following reports, when you're reading newspapers, be very, very wary of what's happening in Mwea, because those are the people who are going to decide the next governor of Kirinyaga. Okay. In the end, I think it's going to be a very close race. I think it's going to be a race right up to the wire, very close, very tight. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a kind of like a deadlock where one of the person who ends up losing goes to court. That would be very expected in this particular battle because it's going to be very close. It's going to be very bruising. Yeah, I think Martha starts as the underdog in my opinion, because in this case Waiguru has got she has got the kind of backing, the kind of think tank, political analysts, handlers around her, the best that money can buy, the best, yeah, probably in Africa. So that's what Martha is up against, yeah. And already they've taken her through the primaries very easily. She has beaten the incumbent Bwanandathi by over 100,000, almost 100,000 votes, yeah, very easily. And even her closest challenger, Bwana Gitari, no problem, beat him by over 60,000 votes, yeah. So you see what we're dealing with, yeah. And of course, this is a Jubilee zone. There's some people who are not interested in other issues. They'll just go into the polling station. Jubilee Ireko, where's Jubilee? And they cast the vote there even without thinking or even without knowing who is standing for Jubilee. Yeah, and of course that gives Martha an edge. That gives Waiguru an edge. Yeah, very. This is one of the races. I don't know how to classify it. I think this is the mother of all political battles Kenya has ever had in its history. Yeah, that's how serious this Kirinyaga thing. So I think that's all for now. Let's look forward to that. I'll keep you updated of developments. I'm keeping a very close eye on that county, not because I favor Martha, but don't worry guys, I'm very, very balanced on this one. Not because I favor Martha, but because I want to give you correct and accurate information. Emotions and having a favorite horse normally clouds judgment, yeah? And I don't want my judgment to be clouded here, because I know a lot of you out there also are Waiguru supporters. I know a lot of you are against Waiguru, but I want to give a balanced report all the time, which both sides can accept as the truth. Thank you very much for your time. Till next time, this is Chris Kumikucha.